Okay. Hi guys, welcome to our Momentum Monday call. For those of you that are joining us for the recording, I hope that your spring break is going fantastic. Hi Sarah, we have Karen and Sarah and Janet, and I saw Alicia just joined on. Oh, and Annabelle is with us today. So it is an absolutely fabulous Monday. It is our hello. I'm gonna hit. You got it. Mute. Hi. We're like becoming this little family, and it's really cool, you guys, to watch how everyone's connecting and the different relationships that are building. So if you are watching this recording, please make some comments in the post, just that we would know that you're connecting, that we're connecting with you and what your takeaways are. So today, you guys, I want to talk about how you deserve it. How you deserve it. So I'm going to share a little story with you, because we went through like this episode in our house this weekend, and I remember sitting there watching at the end of it, just wishing that my daughter didn't have to go through that big process just to give herself a congratulations. So it all starts out with a 5-year-old, so you guys can all imagine how that goes. And I had opened her bedroom window. So I'd opened her bedroom window because I like fresh air, and in all transparency, she needs to clean her room because something smelled in there and I didn't know what it was. So I was like, need to open this window. So she came into her room and the window was open, and she could have very simply put her hand on the frame, closed the window, and carried on, right? Something in her life was upset. Something in her life was out of place. Something in her life she wanted changed. And all she had to do was take action in that moment and close the window. Do you think that's what she did? No, that's not what she did. I hear her screaming like the end of the world. My daughter fell off her bookcase screaming from upstairs. Massive temper tantrum. I come in her room. She's sitting in the middle of the floor, just arms in the air, like just complete, like full blown anger and stress, and all these emotions are just spewing out of her, like even like sobbing, like, you know, that uncontrollable, like, the window is open. I'm like, oh, go close it. That was my response. Like, there was this moment of me as the mom wanted to go to the rescue, but then I was like, wait a minute. No, go close it. Go close it. No, she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. And so I had this, like, honestly, this willpower parenting moment of like, no, yeah, I did open it. And she's mad. She was, you opened it. You should close it. You should take care of the things you do, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, it's your window in your bedroom. If you want something in your life changed, take action on it. Take action on it. And I wanted to do my very best to hopefully help her out in getting those skill sets now versus trying to figure it out later on where she doesn't understand why she can't move forward in areas. So I very strongly went and stood just outside of her bedroom door and listened as she threw the fit, right? I'm like, no, I'm not closing it. If you want it closed, close the window. And by the way, her room is not pleasantly warm at all by this time because she's been fighting for far too long. So I want the window closed, but now we're in this, you know, there's the willpower test of who's going to win out. So I stood outside of her bedroom door, and I sat there and I listened to her for the first couple minutes sit on her stool in her bedroom and pout. Sit on her stool in her bedroom. She spent probably a good 2-3 minutes just pouting in the cold. Her room's progressively getting colder, and she sat there complaining about the cold window. Complaining that someone else had done this to her and her life wasn't in order and it wasn't the way she wanted it, and so I'm going to sit here and pout and complain about it. And then when she realized that no one else was going to come back, and she figures I'm gone because I'm nicely hanging out of sight, you know, she's grumbling and grouching, and I can hear her. Like, I can hear her, like saying things like I should have reprimanded her for the way she was speaking about me, right? Like, mom opens it, mom doesn't do the things, mom should close this. And she finally gets up, now angry and spewing and just all this a big emotional mess, and goes up and starts pushing on the window. And as she's pushing on the window, I can hear her complaining again about how I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. Why would she open this and leave this for me to do? Doesn't she know I'm a kid and I shouldn't have to do these things? And just ranting on now about how she can't close this window. Well, guess what she did? She closed the window. She closed the window, absolutely no problem. Took probably, by the time she was all said and done this, 15 minutes to get it done. And so now she's got herself so aggravated that after she closed the window, made a change in her life, she now went and sat on the same stool and pouted because she had to go through all of that. Yeah. It's pretty interesting to watch it happen, to watch it all play out in my 5-year-old. I then promptly walked back in the room and I said, oh, the window's closed. Did you do that? Ugh. Did you close the window? Did you get it done? Ugh. Did you do that, Taylor? Ugh. Like, she wouldn't even make eye contact with me. Now she was so aggravated, she wouldn't even look at me. She's staring at the floor, pouting now because she had to fight her way to get something in her life changed. It took me probably another 10 minutes to get her to acknowledge that I did that and accept a congratulations from me. Because she wouldn't even acknowledge, she wouldn't even give herself the credit now that she did it. Because it shouldn't have had to been that. It shouldn't have had to be that difficult. It shouldn't have had to be that big of a deal. I shouldn't have had to go through all of that to close a window. And in reality, no, she shouldn't have. If she saw something in her life she wanted changed, she should have taken action in that moment and changed it. Instead, she allowed something so simple to create such a disruption, to steal all of her joy, to create anger in her environment, to upset balance, and to steal her confidence. She had no faith in herself. She had no belief in herself. When if she just taken action in that moment, instead of letting all of those fears and all of that mindset and all of that garbage swirl around, she would have closed the window and had a change in her life of something and taken control. And so I really, it really just sat with me, like watching her go through this. Like, how often do we do this in our life? How often do we do this in our life of something that we see that we want changed, but maybe someone else did it and so they should be the one to fix it? Or something that we want done in our life, but I don't think I can do it, so I don't want to even try. So I'm just going to sit here and stare at it. Right? We allow all of this mindset, all of this gunk, this fear, this doubt, this anger, all of these other emotions take over our choices. They steal your freedom because they steal your power. Because instead of getting up and putting effort in, it steals all your power of, I can't do this. You become enabled to take control and you're at the will of all the circumstances coming at you. My daughter's window was open and she was suffering because I did it to her. No, she was cold because she didn't get up and close the window. All she did was get up and close the window and it would have been fine. But instead it was all of the other things created this for her instead of taking ownership in what she could do. And so I want you guys to know that you deserve it. You deserve to have whatever change that you wish to see. It's not going to be easy. Sometimes feathers are going to get ruffled, right? I wanted the window open because her room stunk. But if she chooses to close it, I'll just make her clean her room instead, right? So it's like, it's not always going to be easy. Feathers are going to get ruffled. You might have to change some things around a little bit, but it's okay. And if you can see the power you have in your choice, you don't allow all that fear to steal your joy for when you do succeed in it. Right? Because the whole time that you're doing it, you're already thinking of all the ways that you're doing it wrong. Or you're already thinking, as you're doing it, as you're putting in the effort, you're completely stealing all of your effort because you're already telling yourself how badly you're doing it. You're so busy complaining about the situation that you can't even acknowledge that you're getting success in it. So when it is all said and done and you've done it and you've made this change and this accomplishment has happened, you can't even see it as that way because you're so stuck in how difficult it was. And I'm saying this to whoever's hearing it and however you're hearing it in a complete place of compassion and love and support, because I know that we all go through it. We all go through it in some circumstance in one way or another, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being there, being in that point. It's that you're not in it alone, and everyone goes through it. And if you can look at it, if you can look at the simplicity of how a 5-year-old makes it so visible, and then put that analogy on all that deep, dark stuff that we've just kind of tucked away in a corner of like, yeah, not doing that. It is what it is. My husband and I, in all honesty, you guys, 3 years ago, stopped using that word in our house. We stopped using that phrase in our life. It's not, it is what it is. It's not. I'm not going to settle for that. I'm not at the whim for what's happening or someone else's stuff. So that's terminology we changed in our life. My husband used to say it all the time, especially in regards to his job and the circumstances and the negativity. What is what it is, Well, no, it's not. You could tell them that you can walk out of the room if they're going to make crude comments that you don't want to listen to. It doesn't have to be that way, but if you choose to settle and allow someone else or circumstances to depict how you're going to the choices in your life, then that's what you do. So this all comes from a complete place of compassion. And it was just a story that really stuck with me this weekend on, I think the biggest thing for me was watching her joy get stolen. When she did actually complete it, when she closed the big window, she couldn't even acknowledge and give herself a hoorah because she'd been so down about something, about not being able to do it. So if this does resonate with you or you got something from it, your feedback's always really important to me, so that I don't feel like I'm just rambling nonsense, that everyone's like, that girl's talking again. So please always reach back out and let me know if it hit with you. Send me a message. I know I might not always respond, but I do read every single one, and that it's important to know, like, if these stories, if my daughter throwing a temper tantrum over a window is a story that can inspire you and create change in your life, think of what your story could do for someone else, right? So when things do impact you and you see a difference or changes, it's okay to share. And it's okay to be proud of yourself. So sometimes sharing is more about just acknowledging that, yeah, I did that thing. Okay, so if this hits with you, please let me know. I'm going to talk a little bit about nutrition. Been having some conversations about our weekends, our make or breakers. Right? So weekends are really the big make or break. If you've got some big time goals, I can tell you, I go through the loop every once in a while. Weekends are our balance time. So if you've got goals for weight loss, I'm going to be honest with you. Today's like the straightforward word. Last 2 weeks in, let's get serious now. Weekends are your game changers because you bust your butt all week long. And I know after you've eaten really good and you've done those extra workouts and you've mastered every challenge and you drank all your water on Friday, it's this great time to I'm going to rest. I'm going to lay back. It's pizza night, which turns into lazy breakfast, French toast. And then we move into, we were busy, so we grabbed a burger while we were out in the afternoon. And Saturday night, my friends are coming over. I got to have a couple, drinks or whatever it is. And then, Sunday I'm not feeling good, so I'm just not going to eat for a little bit. And now I'm calorie deficient, so by the afternoon, I should totally have that leftover pizza in the fridge. And Monday morning, we roll around and we've maintained. But I worked so hard. I worked so hard last week. I ate all of my food. I don't know. I see some smiles. I think some of us might go through that once in a while. And we get into this headspace and then we start to feed it but I'm trying so hard. But reality is you are, and you're doing amazing. And every week you're moving so much forward in your progress. And every week you're rewarding yourself in that effort in the wrong way. You're letting up on the wrong way. Maybe on the weekends you don't do as much workouts. Maybe on the weekends you let yourself have an extra serving of something. Maybe on the weekends you have one evening that's your evening. Not all three followed by a couple breakfasts because I'm not feeling good now, right? Like the biggest thing is, you guys, is those weekends. If your goal is to drop and to shred or to change things, you got to be willing to sometimes get the weekends are where it gets really uncomfortable. That's where the family is. That's where the events are. That's where I might actually public outings with errands. Like, who wants to bring snacks to a mall? Do you know there's a food court there? Like, how embarrassing to bring my own food to a place that they serve food. Do it. Do it. Because you worked your butt off. You worked your butt off. I see every single one of you working your butts off to make major changes in the in the week. Don't let that weekend steal your glory. Don't let it steal your glory. Don't let it steal your hard work. Okay? There's going to be a time right now, if you don't want to maintain, don't be on a maintenance schedule. When you're ready to maintain and you hit those goals and you're like, I'm totally just going to love this for a little bit and I'm liking the way the jeans fit, or I got into that area, you find where you're comfortable at, that's how you maintain. That's it. The weekends are totally the days off. You don't have to be as tight on it. But if you've got goals right now of getting to a certain place, do the work for it. And I say that in a completely loving, compassionate way, is don't let your weekends rob you of your hard work Monday to Friday, because you work really hard. So let your weekends be exactly what they need to be for you to restore yourself, for you to feel complete, for you to be a part of your families, for you to, I'm not asking you to eat out of Tupperware containers all the time, but I am saying just be more aware. If you guys end up going out for dinner, pick the salad and protein and have the glass of wine with it, or share the dessert, or have some appetizer. Don't be like, oh, well, I'm out with family, so I got to have the appetizer. I got to keep up with dad on the drinking, and I should make sure that, no one feels uncomfortable because they ordered fries and I ordered a salad. Who cares? Their goals aren't your goals. Stick to your goals. Stick to your goals. Who cares what anyone else is going through, or if you make someone else uncomfortable with your choices? That's on them. That's got nothing to do with you. Your choices are yours. Inspire yourself. Be proud of your decisions. And let your weekends be your winning times. Let your weekends be that time that you're making new connections and living your lifestyle in a way that you're excited about. So that is our little talk for today. Nutrition is when I make our comments on Thursday and Friday about plan for the weekend. I'm serious about it because I know what happens on the weekends. You can all tell me it doesn't, but I know. Because we go through the same thing here, right? You get off work, it's Fridays, it's like a culture thing. It's definitely, it's marketed to you that this is how you should relax. It's how the media, it's how they make their money, is they market to you that relaxing means eating bad foods or eating comfort foods. Get excited about making really gourmet salads. When I'm looking for comfort food on a weekend, I make like the most, like with the avocado and the honey Dijon and the chicken bacon ranch and the extra cheese on it. You know what I mean? Like I'll make that extra salad. That's okay. Go and find something that excites you on the weekends so that you're excited to cook that. Make a turkey burger with homemade freaking feta spread and all types of fun stuff. Take your normal and take your goals and make them your normal lifestyle. So that is my nutrition, you guys. Little couple things. If you guys have noticed, we've got kind of like a big expansion phase going on. So I get messages. We had like 4 more messages coming into the club today. Oh, when are you guys going to be open this time? So we definitely have a growing community. So if you guys are interested in learning a little bit more, we've got lots of space for help. And I just really want to give a huge shout out to our Fit Club and to our cardio drumming crews, because you guys are so incredible. You have no idea. Actually, everyone's incredible. Give a shout out to Sharon. The other day, she was just in the club and she's like, I can wash blenders. And she's back there washing blenders, right? So everyone that jumps in, whether it's running a scale, whether it's making CR7, whatever you guys do to help out with the community, it's amazing. And I'm so blessed and grateful for every step and hand in making this happen. And if you guys are interested in like doing that a little bit more, or working together on, setting up, if you're interested in maybe running a class or knowing what that looks like, if that's where your passion is, or basically whatever, the club is our club. This is our space. This is every single one of us, we get to create what it looks like. There is no set box. That's the beauty of what we're building, is we get to build what our community needs and desires, and what people are looking for. So if you guys have questions about that, I'm going to make a post here. I'm going to post a video from our talk that we had on Wednesday, kind of explaining it a little bit more. And then we do have like a little quick step, like what it is orientation, like what your first steps would be. So those are the 2 projects that I'm working on right now. They should be up by Wednesday. So if you guys are interested in more of that information, I'm making it easy and accessible to get your hands on, and we can go from there. So I appreciate you guys so very much. And it's good. It's really good what's happening and where we're going. So keep believing, keep doing the work on you. Building your brain, loving yourself some more, and taking care of your goals. And that's our little chat today. So I'm going to take you guys off mute. If anyone has any shares or anything, we ended a little bit early today. So if you guys have something you want to share, please come off mute. Results, you guys are all getting results. Or if there's something that's inspiring you on the page, please share. Oh, you guys are always such big talkers. You're all unmuted. Okay. You guys have yourself an absolutely good night.
Annabelle.
Night.
Good night.
Annabelle, you want to say bye?
Hi, Annabelle.
You want to say bye? Come and say bye. Oh.
Bye.
Okay, they can't see you when you're over there. There you go. Say bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Good night,
Thank you,
Chica.
Bye.
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 We say this all night.
Bye.